Hello, everybody. It's pizza night. Let's take a bite. I'm your host, Marty, as always. And as always, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. We have something tonight that I guess I always kind of thought I would do this, but I was putting it off. I think we're just about out of frozen pizzas at Schnucks, which is my go to grocery store on University, for those of you that live here in Peoria. Just about done with everything there. Good news is there's more pizzas at Hy-Vee. Walmart has some. I was just happened to be in there the other day. I hardly ever go into a Walmart. I had to go there for something. Checked out their pizza section. They have at least 4 or 5 that I've never had. They also have a take and bake pizza. So we're safe, I think, into like 2026 with these frozen pizza reviews. When I have run out of frozen pizzas, I'm going to start going to pizzerias and reviewing regular pizza. Or maybe I'll review other frozen stuff. I don't know. Maybe we'll take a vote, see what people want. Anyway, we're good for the next couple months. I got a feeling into 2026. But the thing that I'm doing, which I always looked at these and thought, one day I should probably review that. And I'll show you what it is. Let the mystery stop unfolding. I got the right side for once. Gino's East Deep Dish Pizza. I've ragged on about deep dish pizza before, but actually I was thinking about it today. I think, and here's Gino's. It's a place you can go to in Chicago. I think years ago, my girlfriend Linda and I, in the 80s, went to Chicago either with another couple or we met them there. I can't remember. I don't even remember the other couple's names. I hardly remember the 80s, but we went to Chicago. We went somewhere, and I had never had deep dish pizza, and it may have been Gino's East. I don't know. I'll put the box down. Box is empty. It's cooking right now. This thing, you have to cook it for 40 to 50 minutes. And I think there's still about 20 minutes left. And it also says not to cut it with a pizza cutter, but to cut it with a knife. I'm trying to have an open mind for this and not hate it before I ever even try it. I do remember eating it in Chicago and not caring for it. I like thin crust pizza. If you're a regular viewer, you know that. I just like New York pizza better than Chicago pizza. It's always a big debate. I think the only time when I lived in New York for 19 years, I think the only time I went to Chicago was when I was doing my 365 bar crawl. A lot of you are familiar. I'll put a link to that up below. I went there for a weekend. My friend Claire lived there at the time. Stayed with her. We went to a bar, of course, every day. Got into it at every single bar about New York versus Chicago. And one of the common things was New York pizza sucks, Chicago. And I will say, I like Chicago tavern style, but I haven't had I think that may have been the one and only time I had deep dish pizza, and I didn't like it. There is a funny Jon Stewart rant. Maybe some of you have seen it from the old Daily Show. He does a bit on Chicago deep dish pizza versus New York pizza. It's hilarious. I'll put a link to that below too. I'll get all kinds of links to go to. Anyway, to make a long story longer, we're doing deep dish pizza. I'm trying to keep an open mind. I don't really consider deep dish pizza per se, but maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll be tasty. I don't know if the crust will be really thick. I always thought deep dish pizza had thick crust, but maybe it's not going to be. I don't know. It was hard to tell when it was frozen. Putting it in the oven, I'll put up a picture of it. Let's say I'll put up a pizza of it. I'll put up a picture of it when I put it in the oven. Strange looking pizza. And anyway, it's got about 10 more minutes. It'll be out. I think maybe I said this. It says on the box to cut it with a knife, not a pizza cutter. But again, let's keep an open mind to all this. And we will be back in exactly 3, 2, and 1. We're back. And like I said before, I'm trying to keep an open mind. Baked it just the way they said. Baked it for 50 minutes. Did have a little broiler time with it to get a little more cooked on top. Let it sit for 5 minutes. Cut it with a knife. And when I cut it, I will say this much. It is a sloppy fucking mess. It's heavy too. Let me try and show it to you without spilling the whole mess. I couldn't take a photo of a slice because when you cut it, shit goes everywhere. I guess I can do this. Yeah, I gotta go way back. There it is. I got photos of it too. I'll put up. I don't know. Like I say, this is going to be a mess to eat. And I don't know. The tomatoes are on top. That is the way they do a deep dish. Cheese is under the tomato sauce. Let me try and get a slice out here. Well, yeah, I guess here. Boy, this is not going to be an easy one to do. There's the slice. You can see shit dripping off of it already. That was a piece of sausage. Get a close up because I couldn't take a picture of it. Um, I don't know. Maybe it won't be that bad. It's not as deep dishy as I thought it would be. I don't think this is like, because of course it is the frozen. It's not like the restaurant. I just a lot of slop on top. Crust looks pretty thick. The back crust is really thick. It's pizza night. Let's kind of take this bite with a lot of dread. Here we go. Part of it is like falling off over here. What a fucking mess. Oh, I'll talk about the hot sauce after I take the bite. Not nearly as bad as I thought it would be. There's the crust. You can see it is pretty thick. Not as bad as I thought. Doesn't have a bad flavor. A bunch of sauce just dripped on my shirt. It is a sloppy mess. That's the hot sauce kicking in. It is really a hot sauce. I didn't even put that much on there. It's Melinda's ghost pepper. Boy, some of it just went down the wrong way. And it is really hot. It's funny. Last week, pretty good flavor, though. I've liked these Melinda's hot sauces. Thanks to Trisha, who sent them in. Last week's truffle sauce didn't have any heat, had a great flavor. This has a lot of heat. And the pizza is just a sloppy mess. I'd hold up this board if I could. Well, maybe I'll try to. It's kind of hard. I'm not going to mess with it. It's not as bad as I thought. I almost dread to take the back crunch bite. The crust isn't as god awful thick as I thought it would be. A lot of toppings. We'll try the back crunch bite. Okay, that's almost all crust. That's not good at all. That was just pure crust. Let me get a napkin here. Yeah, no sauce, no nothing. If you do buy this, I would not eat the crust. The main bites aren't bad. I'm having trouble. The crust is way too thick. The toppings are okay. It is sausage and cheese. There's a lot of sauce on it. Cheese you can't really taste too much. It doesn't have like a distinct flavor to it. Like I say, it's not bad. It doesn't really have a pizza taste to it. The sauce doesn't, none of it has a lot of flavor, except the hot sauce. I just got another burning dose of that. I'm glad I did it. I mean, I would not recommend this. Wow, that hot sauce did a number on me. Sorry, geez. Now my nose is running. Oh, sorry for wiping my nose on air, but it had to be done. Like I say, it wasn't horrible. I would never buy it again. Don't recommend it. We'll give it a rating. I'll give it a 5.3. Just kind of in the middle, a little bit over a middle score. Would never get it again. wouldn't recommend it. Boy, that back crust bite, just pure crust and not flavorful at all. The entire pizza didn't have a lot of flavor to it. I will say, ever since I did take that trip in 2010 to Chicago, it's left a bad taste in my mouth. No, I guess pun intended about Chicago. I still prefer, and I mean, ever since I moved back here to Peoria, I mean, I'm only now I'm burping a few hours away from Chicago. I think I've only gone there twice. I like New York better. I go to New York almost every year. Going there at Christmas this year. So anyway, what did I give it? A 5 point something. I can't remember. Okay, that's been this week's Did a Deep Dish out of my comfort zone. And we'll be back with a next week. I'll try and find one that I really, really like to counter this kind of negative one. So have a great week, everybody. I'll see you next Tuesday on Pizza Night. Let's take a bite. If I can find the clicker to get me out of here, and I can. All right, take care, everybody.